Uh, uh. All right. And we're good. Your boy's a little bit sweaty. Just came from the gym. Huh. I'm clean though. Huh. Heart rate still up though. Huh. Trained hard. Huh. How we doing tonight? Huh. Ooh, already see a comment. We're live. Good evening, Krava. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening from No Mama's Way, as you can see from the background. Excuse me. Good evening, Itachi-san. Shall we get into it tonight? How we doing today? How we doing today? I guess it's part 2 of the last live stream because I had to get real quick on the fly to get to work. But yeah, let's continue. So I saw a pretty interesting article regarding Adam Back. People who, I mean, say he's Satoshi, but he's not. We've talked about this before. Adam Back's not Satoshi. But anyway, let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about this article. Yeah. Dude, Adam Back is a Bitcoin OG. People try and hype him up as Satoshi, but he's not. But he is a Bitcoin OG. All right, so check out, just peep this article, guys. Just peep it. Let's hop right into it. Adam Back's Blockstream borrows billions, hides CIO Chris Cook's fraud conviction. NYT cheerleads while BSTR lists. What? Why is a man supposedly worth 78 billion borrowing over 500 million at 20%? Uh-oh. A look at the Blockstream mining note. BMN. The mines we can't find. The fraud conviction. Felon spending lavishly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We might have a big house of cards getting ready to collapse, guys. Let me turn this gain down. I feel like I'm kind of loud. Am I loud? Do I sound a little bit better? Do I sound a little bit better? I feel like I was peaking. I hope I sound a little better. Dude, TLDR, Blockstream CEO Adam Back was just anointed by the New York Times as the most likely inventor of Bitcoin. He's not. Beyond the hype, Blockstream has quietly grown an investment product, Blockstream Mining Note, BMN, from 200 million to 2 billion of issuance in just 14 months. This cloud mining investment product from Blockstream is not well known but is growing unusually fast. Serious red flags are abundant. Not there are a few red flags. Serious red flags are abundant. Whoopsie, Adam Back. Dude, sometimes just because you're a big name doesn't mean you're infallible. Fallible. Man, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. All right, check it out. The man actually running the Bitcoin mines that back this Blockstream cloud mining investment product is a convicted financial fraudster. Oh, shout out to Michael Saylor. His conviction appears nowhere in the offering documents. His conviction appears nowhere in the offering documents, and he's been spending money lavishly, buying jets, yachts, penthouses, and Trump media stock. You heard it here first. Dude, I mean, why is news like this not trendy on X? Why do I have to bring this to you? Like this is crazy as hell, dude. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin mines that would have to exist to pay Blockstream investors back don't show up in a single public record we can find anywhere on the blockchain. Dude, you think we've been in a bear market, dude? You think we've been in a bear market? Dude, wait there are so many houses Houses of cards. Dude, let me repeat that. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin mines that would have to exist to pay Blockstream investors back don't show up in a single public record we can find or anywhere on the blockchain. Whoops. And now Adam Back is taking a company public on the stock market and raising billions from investors via a SPAC. The new company, Bitcoin Standard Treasury Company, BSTR, what? Is merging with Brandon Lutnick's Dude, don't get me started with the Lutnicks. Lutnick. It's pitched as one of the largest publicly traded Bitcoin treasuries on earth. It just passed SEC review and of course it did. Dude, this is so egregious. We think Blockstream is lying to investors and raising substantial sums of money. We have done a deep dive into Blockstream and related firms, and the red flags are hard to ignore. Oof, lock in, ladies and gentlemen. Lock in. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Wow. Blockstream talks a big game about Bitcoin, but it's not contributing much in terms of Bitcoin software. Blockstream's reason for existence seems to be to raise money from investors by selling them an investment called Blockstream Mining Note. In the last 14 months, Blockstream has increased issuance of BMN from 200 million to 2 billion. There is no proof of Bitcoin reserves. There is no independent custodian, and there is no proof of scaling up Bitcoin mines. A related atom-backed vehicle, Bitcoin Standard Treasury Company, BSTR, is going to be listed on the stock market, raising billions more from the public. We are posting this as a warning as we think there's a substantial danger to the public just based on what's already out there. Man, what do you guys think? I know I have some viewers in here. Dude, but look at this. The CIO, Christopher William Cook, with a fraud conviction. Dude, they hid this. He's on their team, a known fraud. This person actually running Blockstream's mining operation is not Adam Back. It is Christopher William Cook, listed before as Blockstream's chief information officer and currently the CEO of Exacore. Renamed, spun out, spun out Bitcoin mining division of Blockstream. Christopher William Cook was sentenced in 2008. Wow, that was the financial at the beginning of the financial crisis, right? In 2008, by the United States District Court for the Southern District, Florida, to 41 months in federal prison for mail fraud, 3 years supervised release, 1.8 million in restitution. Whoa! The fraud conviction was for complex financial fraud involving borrowing money from vendors and doing a bust out scheme, Soprano style. What the dude? This conviction is not disclosed anywhere in the BMN offering documents. Investors handing over billions of dollars are not being told that one of the principal recipients of the funds being raised is a convicted financial fraudster. Wow. You're welcome if this is your first time hearing this. Dude, one of 3 planes Chris Cook flies on. This is one least. Dude, the phrase, the name, the term recidivism rings a bell. Oh my god, dude. That's egregious. Egregious. Yucky bobucky. All right. Anyway, damn. That's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell. See what Michael Saylor's talking about today. Orange dots tell only part of the story. Let me buy these tops, baby. These Bitcoin grifters. So Michael Saylor, he's just grifting on Bitcoin. Yeah, dude, just buy Bitcoin. He's saying buy MSTR. It's Bitcoin levered. It's levered Bitcoin. Dude, check it out. Let me show you something real quick, dude. Let me show you. Let me just show you numbers. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. So check it out. This is the MSTR price, $94. In the past month, 23% down. Youch. Whoopsie. Sucks, right? Could be more. It's more even 6 months. Right? Now check this out. Bitcoin. Check out the Bitcoin price. If you had just self custody Bitcoin, I mean, you'd be down 0.08% in 1 month. You wouldn't have lost anything. In the past 6 months, oh, you would have lost 30%. Ugh. What about MSTR? 41%. So you would have lost in 6 months 41%. Bitcoin, you would have lost in 6 months 30%. Good God Almighty, dude! Michael Saylor is digital dumb, digital credit, digital this, digital gold. Dude, suck a deezy, digital dumbass. Michael Saylor is a digital ding 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 ding. And then you have this guy, Jeff Walton, with Strive, offering, was it like 12 or 13%? And then you have Jack Mahler's. Oh my God. This video just blew my mind. He he said volatility proof loans. Dude, get a load of this horse manure, dude. You gotta get a load of this. Oh my God, dude. The disingenuous voice, but you gotta give it to him. I said this in a post. Hold on, where's my page at? Let me show it. You gotta give it to him, dude. You gotta give it to him. They tell you straight to your face that they're gonna screw you, man. They tell you straight to your face, dude. Jack Mahler, he said they just make up these phrases. Volatility proof loans. I mean, a loan is a dude. They're like, all right, all right. Let's see how long we can listen to this before we get to the next topic. Tick unlocked. Speaking of which, I just saw this from Qubic. We're gonna get to that in the last piece. But look at this, dude. Jack Mahler's the C. Does he run 21? Whatever. He's one of those grifters. There's Punter Jeff, Michael Saylor, Jack Mahler. It's the holy trinity of the Bitcoin grifters. Dude, if you believe in Bitcoin, just buy Bitcoin. They're just like, yeah, give me your capital, and yeah, we'll take care of the Bitcoin. Oh yeah, give us the equity of your house. Same with this Joe Consorti guy. I mean, dude, I should have put him on there. Anyway, let's see if you can probably stomach this better than me. I'm gonna chime in. Oh, dude,
Product announcement
Jack Ma. Are you guys Jack Mahler's fans?
from us here. Yo, what is going on, Bitcoin? I am back with another product announcement.
Are you guys excited for this talk? I'm excited for this. Ready? Yo, hey, it's me, Jack Mahlers. I'm excited to tell you this with my empty sociopathic room. Dude, dude. Yo, hey, it's me with my dead voice. Hey. All right. Check out this sociopath talk about his financial instrument.
Yo, what is going on, Bitcoin? I am back with another product announcement from us here at Strike, introducing volatility proof loans, a Bitcoin backed loan where no amount of price dip will result in liquidation. Yes, you heard that right. Liquidations are now avoidable. Bitcoin backed loans, a price move can never liquidate. At Strike, we care deeply about truth, transparency, authenticity, and ultimately customer focus. Nobody
We care deeply about truth, transparency, deeply, deeply. We care deeply about the truth. Dude, it's the everything he's saying is the opposite. Just remember that.
cares more about the Bitcoiner than we do. So
Liar.
anytime we have an announcement, I like to put together a presentation and record myself walking you all through what we built, why we built what we built, what it solves for, and ultimately give you all a chance to ask us questions, give us feedback, because we work for you. So without further ado,
Oh,
let's get into volatility proof loans where liquidations
volatility proof loans. Let's go with this goddamn fantasy land of volatility proof loans. Whatever the goddamn F that means, dude. Volatility proof loans. Dude, they're just they're grifting you so hard. They're grifting you. This is the most. They're just violating you, dude. Man, sharks in the water. Sharks in the water. Shout out to Danny Go.
are now avoidable. If you are watching this presentation, you are probably well aware that Bitcoin doesn't move in a straight line. Obviously, over the long term, it tends to go way up and to the right. However, the journey there is volatile. Volatility is the price of admission. Deep drops in Bitcoin are expected along the way. Over the last 12 years, 10 of those have experienced a 30% drop in the Bitcoin price at some point. And since 2014, Bitcoin has had 4 drawdowns greater than 50%. Again, this is the price of admission. This is how you earn your stripes. In the Bitcoin industry, we call this a bear market.
See, right now he's trying to right now he's trying to mesmerize you. He's like, this is what it is. Now here, you're welcome to the Bitcoin world, dummy. Now there's a bear market and there's a cycle. And get ready for this. Here's my knowledge, dummy. Right? He's trying to hypnotize the dummies, right? But we know better, right? We know better. But just peep game. Peep game. Peep game. He's selling to dummies, all right? He's not selling to you. My audience, you're not dummies, all right? Just check out this pitch though. People buy this. They like, yeah, fucking uh-huh.
It is to be expected. No asset is going to be the best performing asset in human history without a little bit of volatility. But this in lies the biggest amount of feedback we have gotten since we started to build credit products on top of Bitcoin. Because it is a no brainer that if you don't have to sell your Bitcoin, you shouldn't. Why would you? Why would you sell the money that is the best performing? Why wouldn't you borrow fiat against it that is ultimately going to zero? Everyone wants to do what Saylor does. Borrow fiat, which is
do I have to rip this apart? Do you guys feel my pain right now? Do you guys feel my pain? Let me just rewind this. Do you guys feel my pain? This is going on. This happens. Just listen to that again. Oh my.
volatility. But this in lies the biggest amount of feedback we have gotten since we started to
He's pretending to be serious right now. I swear to God. He's pretending to be serious.
build credit products on top of Bitcoin because it is a no brainer that if you don't have to sell your Bitcoin, you shouldn't. Why would you? Why would you sell the money that is the best performing? Why wouldn't you borrow fiat against it that is ultimately going to zero? Everyone wants to do what Saylor does. Borrow fiat,
Are we back? Sorry, I think I disconnected for a minute. Are we back? Are we back? I hope I'm back. All right, let's keep playing it.
Sell the Bitcoin, as long as the price of your Bitcoin backed loan is less than the taxable event trigger and you expect Bitcoin to outperform the cost for you to borrow, it is an absolute no brainer. Spend the fiat, keep the Bitcoin. The biggest amount of feedback we got is it could be risky. If you don't have enough Bitcoin to add collateral in the event of a 30% drawdown, a 50% drawdown, sometimes an 80% drawdown, then you may have some of your collateral partially liquidated.
Whoops.
And that was the biggest feedback we got from you guys. Hey, I just can't sleep well at night in a setup like that. Or these dips aren't permanent. Is there any way we could avoid liquidation? I'll even pay you a little bit more just to know that no price movement will ever liquidate my Bitcoin. And what you're looking at on the screen is what we have today. LTV at 65%. We start issuing our customers a warning. Hey, here's a push notification, an email, pick up the phone, give you guys a call, let you know where your loan stands. At an LTV of 70%, we issue our first margin call, where we give you 72 hours, that's 3 full days, to act. That could pay down the loan a little bit, add some more Bitcoin as collateral, and just get yourself into a good standing. Let us know that you're aware and you're addressing your loan. At an LTV of 85%, we have no choice but to start to partially sell some of the collateral to get you back in good standing. Now, I think we do this best in the industry because we do not sell all of your Bitcoin. We would not do that. We don't want to do that. We care too.
We don't want to do that. We don't do to do that. No, you do want to do that, dude. This is the most predatory loans are coming to Bitcoin via Jack Mallers and Joe Consorti and Adam Livingston and Jeff Walton. Milk money in the house. 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 Scoop the DQ. Jack Mahler, grifter extraordinaire.
Too much about you guys.
We don't want your Bitcoin. We don't want your money. Oh no, we don't want your money. But yeah, take a loan out with us. Ugh.
But what we have,
Goddamn snakes, dude. Snakes in the water.
have to do is at that LTV threshold, we start to sell little amounts to get you back into these healthier LTVs. And that's how our product traditionally has worked up until this point. And everyone has come to us and said, man, I would do anything to just avoid this whole liquidation threshold piece. Even though you guys just sell partially, I just can't sleep well at night. I know Bitcoin's going up forever. I just want to hold it. I just want to stomach.
I know Bitcoin's going up forever, dude. Their target are Bitcoin retards, dude. Up forever, dude. Nothing up forever, dude. That's so stupid. Up
Maybe
forever.
there's a 3
infinity for nothing. This is their. This is they say it in their marketing. This is who they're targeting. People who think Bitcoin's going up forever. Dude. Retardation nation. This is who they're marketing to. People who think Bitcoin's going up forever, which doesn't make sense at all, ever. The dollar's going to zero. What? No, a dollar is a dollar. Come on, dude. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? I mean,
month period or a 3-day period or a 30-second period. And that really is the point, is a temporary dip can become a permanent loss in the way Bitcoin backed loans have been built to date. The moment you can least afford to sell is often the moment you get that margin call. And nobody wants that. And what if you're on vacation? What if you're sleeping? Nobody wants that. And that was the biggest amount of feedback from our customers. And we had really built our products in accordance to how the industry has evolved over time. We had been fairly new to this space. I mean, our Bitcoin-backed loan products are barely a year old. And the more feedback we gotten, the more time we spent building these products, we learned This is the core issue that really needs to be solved, is this idea of being liquidated. We don't want to do it. Our customers don't want it. So let's just solve it. Introducing volatility proof loans, a Bitcoin backed loan that a price move can never trigger liquidation of your collateral. No warnings, no margin calls, no automatic sell off. I'm telling you guys, this is not a drill. You're hearing me correctly.
This is not a
So,
drill, guys.
to make it very clear, there's no
Volatility proof loans. Thank you, Jack Mahler.
price move that can trigger a liquidation. So as I have in this visual, the Bitcoin price moves every day. It can go up 300% in a year, but then it goes down 50%, 80%. Obviously, the trajectory is up, but that level of volatility when you have a Bitcoin-backed loan is the biggest amount of feedback we've gotten. If you open a volatility-proof loan, the Bitcoin never moves. I'm going to say that again. It never moves. We don't care what the price is. We don't care the wick down. We don't care the LTV. You're good. You're good. When you get a volatility-proof loan, we have your back. No warnings, no margin calls, no liquidations. You sleep well at night. So now when you check your apps, if you have availability to the feature, there are now two loan types. You can open a standard loan, or you can open a volatility-proof loan. You can also refinance a standard loan into a volatility-proof loan if you want. So there's many ways to arrive at the ultimate protection of liquidations by price. But the point is, it's protection made simple. When you go look at your loans, when you go look at your app, you'll see, hey, what's my margin call level? Nope, I'm protected. What's my LTV-based liquidation threshold? Nope, I am protected. We wanted to give Bitcoin a product that solves for their biggest pain point. At Strike, I think we are so innovative and we care so deeply about customers. This is our bread and butter, is digging deep into what is the Bitcoiner trying to solve for? What is their core issue? Specifically, we don't focus on prediction markets or altcoins or meme coins. We're not distracted by listing stocks in our app. What do Bitcoiners care about? And how can we solve for their needs? So let's
volatility proof loans. That's what Bitcoiners care about. Volatility proof loans. Goddamn, dude, this is a crazy grift.
Let's take a look at how volatility-proof loans on our app compare to standard loans.
This is what Bitcoiners want.
The obvious pros are, what is a price-driven liquidation threshold? Never. Never, never, never. What's your margin call threshold? Never, 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 never. You sleep good at night. Now, how does it compare in the other capacities? The maximum initial LTV is 45%, not 50%. That's marginal, but I want to point it out. Transparency, transparency, transparency. The terms. We're going to start this out at only a 6-month term.
There you have it, folks. Volatility-proof loans, brought to you by Jack Mahler. Scap, skibbity bee bop bow, skip bow, shap, skibbity bee bop a day. What's cracking, Milk Money? How we doing tonight? Oh, is that Sauce Walker? Nice. As Goku?
Yeah! I am in DreamCon 2026!
Nice. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, Rolly judo flipped this guy. Things are brewing. Oh, dude, did you guys see the Conor McGregor fight? what a disappointment, dude. I don't even want to talk about that. What a disappointment. Patty Pimblett stole the show though. Patty Pimblett was the shoot. Shout out to Patty Pimblett. Dude, he choked out that Frenchman in like 3 seconds. Oh, excuse me. Meanwhile, dude, dude, Conor McGregor's washed. He's done. Poor guy. He can't even throw a kick without blowing his knee out. He got too excited. Dude, dude, imagine if Muhammad Ali came back and threw his arm, threw his right arm, his shoulder out with the right hand, dude. What the hell, man? Come on, dude. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson got called some NBA player in the arena. God damn. Dude, that whole card was disrespectful. Gable Stevenson knocked it. Yeah, got a nice dub. Dude. Man. Dude,
I was like, bro, his demeanor is right, and then he said fight the first time. I told the ref, stop the fight. He doesn't want to fight. I was like, bro, his demeanor is right, and then he said fight the first time. So I was like, okay, stand up. So I backed up, he stand up, and then he tried to do this hop step where he hop forward, hop back, and then he did it again, and then when he went back, he just kind of grabbed his leg, and he screamed. He said, ah, and I was telling the ref, come on, bro. Like, what you want me to do? Keep it like this guy he brought his kids to the fight. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to beat up a wounded dog. I told the ref, stop the fight. He doesn't want to fight.
damn, Max Holloway's man, what a beast, but he's got a heart, man. Yeah, man. You want to beat a guy up in front of his kids like that? Woogity boogity shoogity. Man, what a sad. That was such a it was so disappointing on so many levels, man. It was so disappointing. Like you feel McGregor's pain, you feel the pain of the audience, you feel the pain of Max Holloway. Just he wanted to fight. Everyone just wanted a good fight. Just everything was just fucked, man. Man, that sucked really big time.
Price of Bitcoin moved up despite
Oh man, you
strategy
guys gotta
selling.
see
Did they need
this.
to? No.
The North, the North fucks. Oh man, you guys gotta watch this. Hold on a second. Hang on a second, Mike. The people over at I hope you guys bear with me. Do you guys want to watch that? All right. Hold on, let me catch up with the live with the dun, 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 dun. Catch up with the comments. I see Milk Money. All good here, my man. Oh, here for another hour. Here at work. Oh, you're at work. Nice. Listening while I finish. All right. So since you're listening, I was gonna say, should I try the Arc AGI game? But dude, check out. I just wanna I wanna let you guys listen to this, dude. Listen to what I have to listen to. Hold on, let me see if I can find the video because, dude, the oh man, these Bitcoin grifters, man. These Bitcoin grifters. Let me history. Oh no, you know what? I think it's never mind. Bookmark. True North. That's what it was. This right here. Oh man. This crap.
And future-proof form of capital, and we are building an entirely new capital market on top of Bitcoin as capital. So we're going to focus on that a lot today. And with me today, I've got myself, your host, Jeff Walton, and then I'm over to Joe Burnett. We're going to be bringing on some guests into the future as well in the summer sessions and future sessions. And we've got Dan Hillary from a sunny room on the East Coast. It looks fantastic over there. So let's make sure to make this quick so we can get Dan out on a boat and enjoying some sunshine. And so without further ado, a lot of development here over over the last couple of weeks. Of course, a lot is happening in the markets. Strategy has sold.
This one, I found it. I found the one I was looking for. Haha. In my face. Dude,
We're going to talk over mstr Q.
is it me or are these guys just like they're anytime Sailor does something, even though this isn't like STRs like powered by Strive, right? They're not MSTR, but for some reason, anytime they have to somehow, for some reason, defend Michael Saylor no matter what he does, and it's just it's an insane amount of cope, and just listen to it. As long as you're not under like the Michael Saylor spell, sometimes this stuff just sounds so crazy. All right, just listen to it. I'm trying to be fair here.
Two stats, because I think
like
it's helpful
just
just
for
to
that.
zoom out a little bit here. And a lot of people aren't necessarily contemplating how.
So this is their reaction to Michael Saylor selling more Bitcoin. This is 2 days ago, 6,000 views. So, I mean, they're getting less and less relevant. But yeah. For some reason, every time Michael Saylor does something, they have to come out and defend it, or have some sort of cope session together. All right, that in mind, let's check it out.
Like how the balance sheet looks over time. Like it seems that because the company itself has been incredibly transparent and comes out with an 8K every single week, there's this hyper transparency on like a week to week market movement, as opposed to a zoomed out view of like what the company is doing on a broad scale. There are decisions that you may make week to week or month to month that may influence like a short-term decision in order to make a long-term impact. And so when they're looking at, how do you manage this balance sheet and be a manager or a steward of capital into the future, you're taking a long-term view. So let's just look here. Starting Bitcoin. This is mstr Q2 stats here. Let's zoom this in a little bit, make it easier to see for all the people watching on cell phones. Okay, so in Q1, this is mstr. This is directly from their website. Q1, they grew Bitcoin 13%, went from 672,000 to 762,000. Q2, they grew it 11% from 762 to 843. Now, people are going to say, oh, but they sold equity, Jeff. Well, okay, the number of diluted shares outstanding went up 10% relative to 13% increase in Bitcoin. And Q2, the shares went up 6% relative to an 11% increase in Bitcoin. So you can say that the Bitcoin per share actually had increased. So your potency of how much Bitcoin exposure you have per share has actually increased over both of those time horizons. Your percentage change in Q1, 3%, percentage change in Q2, about 4%, which I think tracks pretty closely with their website, something around 7.7% Bitcoin yield for the year. Now, a couple other things to point out. Over that time, the value of the balance sheet in Q1 went down 12%, so it went from 58 billion down to 51 billion. And in Q2, the balance sheet went up 2%, from 51.5 billion to 52.3 billion. And this is just the Bitcoin value. So, if you're zooming out and you're looking at this balance sheet, and let's just say you're not on Twitter and you're not watching the 8Ks go every week, I'd be pretty happy with this result, to be honest. I would look at this and be like, yeah, okay. The company is growing their balance sheet. They're doing it in what looks to be a sustainable manner and relative relative terms. And what else happened? So obviously the other question is, but Jeff, the equity and cash and credit and all this other stuff. Okay, well, let's look at it. Over Q1, the debt remained constant, so zero change in debt. Over Q2, they retired $1.5 billion of debt. So
Blah blah blah. Am I right?
the debt actually decreased 18%. So what does that mean? That reduces the cliff maturity that they have on the horizon by 18%. I think if you're a long-term shareholder, that reduces some risk. That is a good decision. I mean, we can argue on timing and cash and all of those things, but just zooming out,
Yeah, we can argue on timing. Yeah, horrible timing. Horrible moves. Horrible timing.
reduce the cliff maturity exposure by 18%. Okay, what else happened? So the credit over
okay.
Q1, credit went from 7.9 billion to 10 billion, so increased 26%. And in Q2 went from 10 billion to 15.4 billion, a change of 55%. And the great thing about perpetual preferred equity is there's no cliff maturity, so that's not something that they've got to pay back on the horizon. And the annual interest had gone up 32%, so from 827 million to about 1 billion in Q1, and from about 1 billion to 1.7 billion. So about change of 62% increase in Q2.
That's a lot.
Now you say 62%, that's a lot, but the nominal figure is actually not very much relative to the balance sheet value.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you with that relative to the Bitcoin holdings. No. Don't let them fool you. It's a lot. Because the value of the Bitcoin holdings can fluctuate like this. If Bitcoin goes down 50%, whoopsie. What are you going to sell to pay the dividends?
And so I've got this number in here. The interest as a percentage of the Bitcoin holdings has gone from about 2.12% to about 3.37%. So this is that number that Strategy has posted. They need their Bitcoin on the balance sheet to go up 3.37% annually in order to be able to pay the dividends into perpetuity. I think if you're a long-term underwriter of Bitcoin, generally you're probably looking at underwriting greater than a 3.37% compound annual growth rate. The 99th percentile of 4-year compound annual growth rate periods is like 9%. The M2 money supply is growing at 7.5% for the last 50 years in a row. We're underwriting a number that's significantly larger than this, and this is effectively the carry trade. On top of that, they've got cash on the balance sheet. They've got now $2.5 billion of cash on the balance sheet. So that interest as a percentage of total balance sheet, including Bitcoin and cash, is about 3.21%. So again, zooming out here, I like the stock. Like, what do you guys think? Like, are you viewing it the same? What's your thoughts here? Like, Dan, I know you've had some volatile opinions on the equity. Are you looking at leverage here? There's a lot of fear and blood in the streets. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I think recently I've been talking a lot with certain people in the market about this, and I think looking at it in the short term, the way the hedge funds and institutions are looking at the equity is important for understanding how kind of the different instruments have traded, right? So we've seen massive trade-offs in Stretch and the other preferreds, and that's not by design specifically for Stretch. And I think, you'd want to go into these things eyes wide open. The general hedge fund, institutional participant market sentiment is such that Strategy has, roughly $12 billion of outstanding liabilities over the next 24 months because of the put date on the converts plus the annual dividend obligations of the preferred equities. And so I think there's a lot of fear.
Say that again. 12 billion. Back into it.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's between 10 and 12, but you have all the converts, which are about 8 billion. And then you have 2 years of dividend payments. So that's 11.3 billion.
3.4. Yeah. 3.4. Yep.
And because the put dates are 12 months before the actual maturities of the convertible securities, that's the real maturity, more or less. So, call it 24 to 36 months. You've got whatever it is. That represents that amount of outlay, capital outlay represents about 30% of the total market capitalization of the common equity at this moment. So the way the big players, I think, are looking at it is that they're seeing this number and they're thinking, if Bitcoin goes to 40K and MSTR, being the amplified Bitcoin derivative that it is, falls to 50% of its value now, you then are looking at, in 24 to 36 months, 50% plus of the total equity value of the common needing to be either sold, diluted, or the Bitcoin itself sold to meet those obligations.
It's dumb.
Over the past year, we've seen, no Bitcoin sales to cover liabilities. We've seen, the sale of MSTR common. So I think one of the biggest boogeymans overhanging both Bitcoin and MSTR over the past 6 months, which I didn't come to realize until the last month, was simply that, if Bitcoin continues to fall, the math gets pretty ugly for MSTR common with regards to negative Bitcoin per share over the next year. If you're still a long-term believer, and I am,
pardon my Francois, but no shit, dude. No shit. I mean, does it take these dudes with their goddamn collared shirts and their button downs? No shit. It's not gonna be good unless miracles happen. Dude, this is the dumbest. There are so many bubbles happening, dude. AI strategy, fucking all these treasuries. Every treasury company is about to go to shit in the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, unless unless Bitcoin does go ham, but please God don't. I want it to go really bad for a long time and then let it go up. I need to see pain and suffering. We need to suffer. We need to suffer before we get rich. Let's go, guys. We need to know pain. Oh God. What just happened?
Bitcoin performing and essentially uplifting both the common equity and shrinking the liabilities relative to total capital assets, then this is a big problem. But in the short term, the leverage or the amplification of MSTR works in both ways. And I think you're seeing kind of capital allocators derating the credit of the preferreds because of this convertible capital outlay that's on the horizon and sooner than is listed on this chart.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you're looking at the first put date of the converts being September of 27. So you're looking at 15 months from now, and that's $1 billion. So that's something on the horizon. And then the next one is another what was that? 8 months, 9 months after that. So in 2028. So it becomes the question of what does the balance sheet look like in 2020, even really 12 months? Like, what does the balance sheet look like 12 months from now? What does that forward looking price of the put date exposure look like? Because this is $6 billion plus the preferred equity coupon payment over that time. Yeah, I get it. It's just stress. It's like correlated stress to the downside, right? There is debt exposure. Now that's also underwriting a significant drop in the price of Bitcoin. It's possible. It's not, I think there is a probability greater than zero, but
we're looking for people 40 plus who want to actually master Claude in 28 days. No free time needed, just 10 minutes.
No, thank you.
That there's many things to take into consideration within the marketplace there too. What's your thought, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I think really big picture, like something that I think is kind of funny when it comes to, people generally talking about strategy and a lot of, Bitcoin treasury companies in general, is like people made fun of strategy back in 2024, at the peak for buying a bunch of Bitcoin like near the top, like late 2024, early 2025, right? And part of the reason why, Saylor gets made fun of for, buying the top and now, ironically kind of like selling the bottom possibly, is like, it's kind of like by design of the structure of the company, right? Like if the
Oh, this is crazy. What he's about to go through right here. Dude, get a load of this horse manure this guy does. Dude, get a load of this. Let me run it back. Dude, almost forgot how crazy this was. Get a load of what this guy, Joe Burnett, is about to say. This is this is madness.
is like, it's kind of, and now, ironically kind of like selling the bottom possibly, is like, it's kind of like by design of the structure of the company, right? Like if the stock is trading at a very high premium, it's not completely irrational for Saylor back at the end of 2024 to just be selling like billions of dollars of stock a week to buy additional Bitcoin. And whenever there's, massive amount of demand for amplified Bitcoin, that's probably going to be occurring when the market is like super overheated. And then so simultaneously, I think it's kind of funny, like now that Strategy's selling Bitcoin near the bottom, like a small amount of Bitcoin, pretty much a tiny amount of Bitcoin relative to like their overall stack, just to make the payments, maybe because it made, it made less sense to sell the stock, likely because just amplified Bitcoin is out of favor at the moment, right? Like if Bitcoin is down 50%, the market generally wants less amplified Bitcoin exposure. Why would you want amplified exposure to something that's going down? And so kind of like by design or by coincidence, Strategy probably always will be, buying the tops and slowly selling the bottoms. And I still think that even if they do that over time, they'll probably still end up outperforming Bitcoin as long as Bitcoin's CAGR is
dude. Dude, on a scale of from 1 to 10, how stupid was that? Dude. Dude. Well, it's because in the amplified Bitcoin, and then if he just did that, and then he just did that, and then it's because if he just do that, and then Michael Saylor. Oh man. Hold on. What's this comment you just said? Hold on a second. Let me put this on the big screen so I can see. True North Jeff damage control. People don't carry money anymore. To raw with a deep, scary voice, face cutter fingers on the trigger. The criminals now give their nerdy Urkel elevator pitch with the camera fingers on the keyboard. Monday? Bruh. Listen to this madness, though. Golden Lioness. Listen to this Joe Burnett idiot, though.
something like I might expect 20% over a long period of time, 30%, 40%, maybe even higher when you're like at levels near where it is today. And so I think it's just kind of funny to see like the sentiment around Strategies buys and sells. And I think that's just another factor that kind of like plays with people's brains. But again, like Jeff, when you were like looking at the Excel sheet and kind of zooming out and not looking at like, okay, over a 1 week or 2 week period, was the BTC yield or Bitcoin per share negative, or what was happening here? It's like actually over both quarters this year, Bitcoin per share is increasing. It seems like that's probably going to be the case, in my opinion, for like the foreseeable future. And even if
Dude, Bitcoin per share is just made up nonsense. Dude, all Michael Saylor is doing, he's getting you to give him money so he can collect Bitcoin. That's all he's doing. And he's convincing you by paying you a dividend because he believes he's orange pill to the max. Oh man. All Michael Saylor is doing is he's trying to get you to give him money so he can buy Bitcoin. He's just a crazy addict. He's addicted to buying Bitcoin and he's a financial fraud. He's been sued by the SEC multiple times. Oh god. I mean, come on guys. What are we doing? What are we even doing, man? All right. Anyway, I think it's about time I head out. It's about time I head out. Oh no. Anyway, wait a minute. There's one more thing. Let me head over to the cubic. Check this out. Tick unlocked. Let's zoom in right here. The Qubic incubation program just onboarded Tick Unlocked, and it's already live. Until now, tracking what is actually happening on Qubic meant jumping between different places at once. Trackers, tabs, spreadsheets, and still no single view that tied it all together. Tick Unlocked changes that. One dashboard, 100 plus charts, all verified against live network data. Ooh wee. Let's check this out, baby. So tickunlocked.com. It's it's pretty crazy. Sex flows, top exchanges. Ooh wee. XT, Bitmart, Lbank, Mexi. Damn. Smart contracts. Whoa. Asset registry. Cube. Whoa. Nostromo. CCF. Huh. Inflows. Unlock Pro. Wow. There's a pro version. Wow. Whales. Whales. Oh, dude. This is really cool. What's new? Dashboard. Unlock Pro. Current user free tier. Oh, yeah, so I'm in free tier right now. Oh, that's so cool, dude. The free tier is open right now. No sign up required. Just go look. Pro and premium tiers are alive in beta for users who want the full feature set. There's also a founder's option. A one-time $200 payment for lifetime pro access. Only 50 spots. Explore it free. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, that is dope as hell. Damn, that's cool as hell. My fingers are greasy right now from eating chicken, so I can't add it to the thing. Oh, dude, that's so sick. What's in there? Exchange flows, whale wallet tracking, tick tracker, tick explorer, token bubbles, smart contract activity, DeFi. Yo, yeah. Check out tickunlocked.com. Damn, that's sick as hell. Hold on a second. Ah, let me actually split out. Hit tick unlocked. All right, I just added that to the link in or to the description of this live stream. That's a sick ass website. All right. Is there anything else that I wanted to go over? Maybe tomorrow we'll go over some Arc AGI games. Cause your boy's tired right now. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, okay. Won't get on back. Conor McGregor after the That's hilarious, dude. Oh my god, that's too funny. Conor McGregor was seen walking into it. Come on. Come on, dude. Yeah, that fight was really disappointing.
You can't figure that out after.
Dude, the producers, Paramount needs to work on their production. There were so many weird gaps and then they couldn't even identify Shakur Stevenson correctly. Jalen Williams, like, dude, this guy's 5'8".
25 years. We just can't fucking do it. It's unbelievable. We can't do it.
And last time they said Terrence Crawford was in the audience, and they said it was Kendrick Lamar. Dude, death and destruction. Terrence Crawford is Kendrick Lamar. Oh man, good God Almighty.
Talking spicy, nigga. You niggas looked up to me, nigga. You better be blessed God put you in that position, hoe ass nigga. Nigga, you got knocked out, nigga. You got stopped, nigga. I ain't never got stopped, nigga, ever. In life, no matter who I fought, nigga.
Oops. Let's go with it. All right. I think we're about done, right? Yellow flash, yellow flash, yellow flash, flash. All right, peoples. This was a fun little late night live stream. I'm gonna finish eating my fried chicken and head to sleep. You guys have a good night. There's Michael Jackson moonwalking. Itachi, Edo Tensei, Killer Bee, Naruto. Oh, shout out to Javon. Shout out to Javon. You make it out, they call you lucky. You lose it all, they say you're a stupid gambler. You do nothing, they call you a bum. What? Confucius say. Confucius say. I say Confucius say. Confucius say. All right, people. Have a good night. Take care. Good night and good luck. Wait a minute. Music DJ and nah, I don't like that one. All right. Good night. Good night. Peace out, Milk Money.